A poďme trošku niečo prediskutovať, aspoň v krátkosti. Just shortly, here you go. You have microphones. Thank you very much. Well, what did you find as the biggest challenge during the process of digitalization in Denmark?
That's a good question. I think, of course, this was a process that has been ongoing for many years now, and I think there's been, of course, many challenges along the way. It's not an easy task, but I think some of the key principles that I also touched upon, like the building it in the public-private partnerships, I think that has been one of the biggest learnings. I think that's also what was shown on your slides as well, with the adoption of the digital identity, when you build more with the citizen at the center rather than building for the public sector alone in itself.
Thanks. What do you think, Roland?
Yeah, I think it is. You need to think, why are you building a critical eID infrastructure for citizens? And you want to gain trust from the citizens. So what you're doing, you need first to offer or make important service digitalized. So you need to offer digital services, and then you need to give access to these digital services in the most secure and easy and friendly way. And then the other part, you also need to educate citizens that they are starting asking for that solution. And a combination of three, also a cooperation between the public sector, public and private sector, offering use cases and an easy-to-use, safe solution.
Did all the people, especially the older ones, adjust easily to these changes of digitalization?
I think so. We do have about 20% of the Danish population right now don't feel like they have the digital skills required to not just use digital services, but also, in their day-to-day job. So there is a very big element of digital competencies and leveling up those in the Danish population. With that said, even, applying for pensions, the elderly generation, that has a 95% digital uptake, so people can use these digital services. But of course, we still have to, in Denmark, now the government just launched their proposal for a digital strategy this Thursday. And of course, there is now an element of what is next, what comes next now for Denmark, and what competencies do we need as citizens and also as workers. What competencies do you need?
By the way, our audience also can ask some questions. You can use Slido. Well, what kind of life situations are you able to solve digitally in Denmark, Roland? What kind of life situations are you able to solve?
Yeah, so as we said before, we have like 180 service providers for 2,000 different kind of services. So for example, you can do your tax return, you can subscribe, you can do maternity allowance, you can go to subscribe for doctor appointment, you can apply, student loan, apply for student loan. So we cover all use cases. And I think especially COVID has shown that you need to be digitalized, well prepared. And Denmark has been via their digital identity solution and react fast to the demand of citizens and make service available digitalized.
Would you like to add something, Nikolai?
Yeah, I just, I think it's not just for life situations as well. This also goes for work situations. Just this morning up here in my room, I was logging onto our board portal where we have all of our board materials available, and I also use my ID to verify my identity. So this is used across the board, both in your private life and your professional life. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, also me. I'm German, born in France, live in Sweden, work in Denmark. And I had to open my bank account because my bank closed, and I had to open a bank account. And there are traditional banks who only support Danish citizens because they are not using the biometrics authentication we are delivering. And then I had to open it to a neobank who are using Bank ID and Mit ID, our solution, and I could open a bank account in 5 minutes. And this is because I have no time to go to a branch and physical and wait.
Well, and finally, probably you are familiar with the situation in Slovakia, at least in a rough way. Do you have any suggestions?
I think of course, look at the countries who have been on this journey already and have some learnings to share. There's a lot of knowledge available, both from the public side, but also the private companies that have been actually building out this public digital sector in Denmark. There's a lot of learnings to be made from there, and I think you're more than willing to share those as well. And then again, going back to the collaborative nature, that has at least been one of the key factors in Denmark on the digital journey that we've been on, with the prerequisites that we have.
Roland?
Yeah, I think it is a mix of several factors. I mean, the one is, if you build a solution, it needs to be future-proof. It needs to be easy to use for citizens. You need to have a solution which is ready for future trends, future regulations, technical changes. I mean, you need a solution which is also, now we are talking about eIDAS 2.0, we are talking about the European Digital Identity Wallet. We are as NET part of two consortium where we are working on utilizing the national eID solution to log into the wallet. So our solution is already eIDAS 2 ready, and it's already on the highest level of assurance. We are also already compliant to PSD2, GDPR, eIDAS, and we are also ready for eIDAS, for PSD3, AML6. So I think this is what you keep in mind, a solution which is really easy to implement, built on APIs, maybe microservices, OpenID Connect, a solution which is easy to use. And then you need, of course, to do some PR promotion like we did in Denmark. I mean, we had commercial on taxis. We have a lot of education videos online, on TV, and you need to educate the citizens also, that they really start asking for it and say, I need that, I want that. It makes my life easier. And often you don't need to reinvent the wheels. I mean, as Denmark has done it based on 20 years, and we have a solution ready. So we could, for example, Slovakia has the same size like Denmark. I mean, we could offer a fully ready digital identity solution to Slovakia directly, if there's a need.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nikolaj Christensen, Digital Hub Denmark, and Roland Eichenauer, NETS.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a nice day. Nice day in Slovakia.